Things are still getting terrible for William Ruto. Bad news has come from America. Before we have a look at that bad news, let me say this. William Ruto is destined for destruction, and I believe nobody will help save Ruto. The gods have conspired to destroy him, and any person attempting to save Ruto might also go down with Ruto. That's my honest observation if you look at what is currently happening in the country. Everything William Ruto tries doing ends up failing very badly. So I'm seeing a man who is destined for destruction. But as Ruto is destined for destruction, as a people, we must also be very truthful. Gen Zs are doing a wonderful job. And how I wish that Kenyans can all ignore these ethnic leaders, this aspect of tribal leaders coming together, and then other tribal leaders somewhere also ganging up together. I think that's a brand of politics that Kenyans should and must reject. And in rejecting that, those individuals who are responsible for all this mess, I believe they must also be taught some hard lessons. And to be taught hard lessons, William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government should and must split in the middle. If it splits in the middle, and those who never supported Ruto's government are brought into the government, a lesson will have been learned that voting because of ethnic prejudice and hate for other communities will not help anybody. That's a lesson that should be learned. Before that lesson is learned, then as other Kenyans will be moving forward, a section of other Kenyans will be dragging them behind. Right now, Kenyans are saying Ruto must go. Some people somewhere are still defending Ruto. Some are still defending Rigathi Gachagua. When will Kenyans learn? My position is very clear. William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, the entire Kenya Kwanza government should go. After that government is gone, Kenyans should now look at leaders based on what those leaders can do, not their tribes. But Ruto, Rigathi and that team should first go. And the only way for them to go is to split Kenya Kwanza right in the middle. Let's now have a look at the bad news from America, New York. Global rating agency Moody's recently downgraded Kenya's credit rating, painting a bleak picture of the country's economic status in terms of fulfilling debt obligations. The country moved from B3 rating, whereby the country's debt obligations are speculative and subject to high credit risk, to CAA1 rating, where the obligations are poor and subject to very high credit risk. Moody's attributed the downgrade to Kenya's inability to effect fiscal consolidation measures that would lower the risk of defaulting. The agency also projected that the government would not be able to introduce more revenue-raising measures due to heightened social tensions following the Gen Z protests that have rocked the country in the past month. Moody is a New York-based company that rates the creditworthiness of corporates and governments. It uses Moody's Analytics, a software that provides data to enable investors make sound decisions. It was founded in 1909 by John Moody, an American financial analyst who also pioneered the rating of bonds. Yes, that's the bad news from New York. Kenya's creditworthiness has come down. What are the implications for Kenya? Implications for Kenya: a lower grade for Kenya means that the global agency projects that Kenya is at a higher risk of defaulting on its debt obligations owing to financial uncertainty. The rating also raises concerns over the country's ability to manage debt and economic policies effectively. To an average, Kenyan, a downgrade will affect them in the long term owing to disruption of ease of doing business. A lower rating means that the borrowing cost for both the government and private entities is projected to increase. In turn, this means that interest rates on loans could hike, leading to a tougher economy for Kenyans grappling with the cost of living. Investors will also become worried over lower rating and may opt to pour their funds in other markets. The government's capacity to raise funds for development projects may be hindered owing to the concern arising from the credit rating. That's the bad news, ladies and gentlemen. So it's coming out very clearly that as time goes by, the situation is only but worsening. And that's what I've always maintained here. If life is difficult in Kenya today, in the next few months, it will be more difficult. If Kenyans are on the streets today because of the high cost of living, in the coming months, the situation will be terrible than it is today. That's why I believe William Ruto is a man under siege. The gods have conspired to destroy him. Nobody can save him. Any person attempting to save Ruto might go down with Ruto. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. The best thing, therefore, William Ruto should do, he should accept that he can't find a solution to the current situation. Let him just resign. Let him dissolve his government. Let Kenyans go back to elect new leaders. William Ruto has already failed. He can't get it right. He will never get it right. And we are here because of William Ruto's 2 years rule. The 2 years have been blunder after blunder. So Ruto should just resign. Hii mambo ni ngumu, hawezani nayo. Yes, he can't manage it. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. And all this is coming at a time Gen Zs are not relenting. They are still calling for more protests, and we should all support the Gen Zs. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.